This Delithy is back with War 6 of Season 23. Starting off on my normal Path 9 here in Section 1. Got a dormmamu and a void. Have to drop the bleed suicide on for void. And taking a surfer in Section 2. Done that before, but never with no charges on Captain Marvel movie, so that'll be interesting. And then KM on Hazard Shift. So first time I think I've taken that, or maybe the second time, so that'll be a little bit interesting. They are running the Protect Global. So the only one of my fights that this complicates is this fight, but I'm using Red Hulk, and it doesn't complicate it at all. Red Hulk, I don't know how you could trigger the Global Protect with Red Hulk. Maybe on an SB2 crit, but I don't use special 3s with Red Hulk, so not a big deal. As you can see here, just trying to bait out SB1s without triggering Dex. I didn't turn off Dex for this fight, but it's still a very fast fight. Rulk just shreds through that one. I have a little break here while I swap the suicides off and then put them back on, but just without the bleed one. Going into this void fight, you don't really want to have that on you. You can survive it, but you're putting yourself at a disadvantage right from the start with having that debuff on you. So it's just not a great idea to do it. Try to stick to the 9-hit combo on this fight for a little while until I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fine. It's going to be a little bit long because of the physical resistance. It always is, but the same game, or the aim of the game, is the same as always, and that's just to get to SB3 and let the after damage of it and the Incinerate do all the work for you. You can see he does some decent damage with his basic attacks. I was going to try to pause there and let the debuff go on me before I got rid of it, but then I was just like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm pretty... after you get close to the SB3, you've pretty much got the fight on lockdown. On this one, Void is Incinerate, so I won't get the actual Incinerate afterwards, but I do get the after damage, which is about 10k. So, and with I'm surprised that Rulk's critting as much as he did. This fight did go a lot faster than I was expecting, and I didn't really know why. I guess I got pretty lucky with the RNG. Rulk normally just doesn't crit that well, so got pretty lucky on that. But this fight's pretty much in the bag at this point. I'm still at 77%, and he's almost dead. So I do continue to evade Void's SB1 like that with the just blocking both parts and the dash back in. Just habit now with the whole stubborn thing. It might get me in trouble if I ever face him on an unblockable node, but still, overall, it's a pretty simple fight. Just take off the bleed suicide so you don't start at a disadvantage, and you're good to go. Here I go straight into the Section 2 for that Silver Surfer fight. I will be using Captain Marvel movie in this, and it is slightly more complicated than the last time I took him here, because I do have no charges on Captain Marvel movie, so it's going to be a longer fight. So it's not extremely difficult, but it's very easy to mess this fight up, because the thing you don't want him to do is to throw a heavy or a special one whenever he's in the armor up phase. As you can see here, I just went straight to block to get him to throw off the heavy, so that I could get him, whether it be Power Gain or Fury, I didn't really care. He caught me on that one, but I was still fine with that, because with him doing that, it once again made sure that he would be going for the, he would not be going through the armor up phase. And if he got to the armor up phase, things can get messy on that. And here, I've gotten to binary, and it's pretty much just, blast away now. Try to keep my binary charges up a little bit. Here you can see his SB2 goes unblockable. That's because he has 3 active buffs, If he has 3 active buffs and he throws the SP2, it'll be unblockable. But you can outrange it. You just, can't eat it to the face, because I've seen some very good players forget about the whole unblockable thing and eat it to the face. But pretty much that fight's only complicated because I had no chargers and I had to set up the beginning right. So here we go into the final fight of this war. It's this Killmonger on 49. It's a very difficult fight depending on who you're using, but with Captain Marvel movie and her armor breaks, it's just about maintaining certain things. I do over boost on this, 200%, 12%, the full rainbow, because this can be a bit of a sketchy fight, and I don't remember the last time I did it, or I don't know if I've done it before. So full rainbow. But the aim of this one is get the binary, keep an armor break on him, and then just spam special 2. He won't get stunned off of it, so what I'll do to maintain my binaries is bait out heavies and counter those with my own heavy. It's not too difficult, especially with them running Protect Global. I didn't go for a heavy there at the start because I did want to get the armor break on him before I went into the heavy, because I wanted to limit it. I wanted to limit how much reverb I'd be taking in any scenario on this fight. That time, I got kind of lucky. I thought it was still up, but it wasn't. But you can see here, the fight's pretty much on lockdown. I just need to keep my binary somewhat, and basically don't mess up too badly. You can see I'm pretty much just focusing on the heavies at this point, because you can see my binaries are down around 10. And I think this might be the only fight where you have to have Nick Fury for. But overall, this fight went a lot easier and a lot better than I expected. I expected it to be far more difficult than it was. But that's the end of this war. Going into the stats now. Still deathless, 28.13 true difficulty rating. I did change the coloring on this a little bit. Someone in the comments said the blue was a little bit harder to read. 6th in BG2, consistently that, and 13th in overall in 4 Loki. So looking pretty good. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Vega, Lizer, and Taters for their shout outs. I will link their channels and this vid because I'm home now. So y'all have a good one.